And we are live. Yeah, I'm on here a few minutes late, guys. I will have to cry your pardon because I was rubbing the hooch's feet because of her ankle still. Um, but we'll see who pops in. We'll be here for a few minutes. Hope you guys are doing okay. My hair's a wreck. I've been wearing a toboggan all day. I've got one person in here. Am I coming in? And can you hear me okay? Because we had a little bit of problem. Hey, Doc, how you doing? You doing okay today, buddy? And welcome to Fantasy Island. Hope you're doing all right, buddy. Yes, yes, sir. The temp is starting to drop a little bit out there. It is supposed to rain. We're supposed to get a little bit more icy weather. That's what they're saying. Let's see what they were saying. Oh, it's back down to single digits already. Dang. Uh, Tonight we have a hard freeze warning till Sunday. Yeah, it's only going down to 19 so far, which is pretty good, I guess, ish, something like that. But stay warm, stay wrapped up. Uh, Make sure your cat's got plenty of food. and oh yeah, yes sir, we are. We got the heat going, and then we got the fireplace going upstairs, and that's about it. We'll eat dinner in a little bit. Oh yeah, I bet they do. At night, we brought all four of our cats in, and they prefer to stay outside at night. They all been fixed and everything, so it's no biggie. But um, they prefer to stay out. But this weather, they all come inside and run under the bed. So you wake up at like 2 o'clock and you have cat all over you, just cats covering you up. But not too bad. Not too bad. Well, I hope it's not going to be icy though. That's the thing. I hope we're not going to have icy weather because that would just be. A lot of people have been digging out of it. I was watching what was Appalachian Homestead with Patera, and they had gotten like 14 inches of snow, which is acceptable. Hey, buddy, I hope you and your family are feeling better. Because even though you're not sick yet. If you're babysitting and doing the nursing, it's just the way it is. That's the way my luck runs. Um, Broken Nomad. I was talking about you last night, and it was in a good way too. You doing okay, buddy? How is everything up in the area where you are? You staying warm? Well, I know you're used to this stuff. This right here is, this is our apocalypse, the Alabama apocalypse. We got single digits. Oh, dude. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you gimped up. Was it while you were working on your van? Uh, Doc, you might know. The Broken Nomad is doing van life. He is living out of his travel van. Hey, I just hope you're doing all right, man. Um, and Broken Nomad, he's setting it up pretty good. Um, if you would post your YouTube channel. Did you start it? Did you turn it back on? since you already started doing some stuff, Kevin. And if you did, I mean, it's pretty cool what all he's doing. And he was showing me he came over and hung out for a few days and was showing me about all the solar system with the batteries. And it's a pretty good setup he's got. And he's doing it very, very, very well, meticulously. So it looks pretty cool. And we took some pictures, but we never posted them or anything yet. Glad to hear it, Hodges. Glad to hear it. There you go. YouTube at the Broken Nomad. And I am going to, speaking of, I know why I mentioned you, because I was going to have to talk to you about helping me to set up SteamYard, Steampunk, Steam Press, something Steam, so I can get more, 3 or 4 people. Hey, Redneck Prepper, what you up to, buddy? Okay, that sounds good. I may try to dig through it. I got a new computer, so I know even less about it now than I did. I finally upgraded from Windows 97. You'll be proud. But everything's going pretty good. Hooch is still gimped up. She's okay. I holler at you. Oh, and I hope I hope you're doing okay up where you are, and I hope you're having a good visit. That was ME, Windows ME. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. But the hooch is getting better. Her foot's still kind of gimped up, and she's a walking hazard, pretty much. Um, you were snowed in a few times. Yeah, but you're used to that stuff. Um, we got an inch of ice down here in Alabama, and we shut down. We closed the borders. We wouldn't. Nobody was coming in or out, and we almost died because we ran out of milk and bread. Nearly. I think I have like 3 pieces of bread left. I still don't know what we do with it. You can take the bread though, shove it under the cracks in your door, and it'll help insulate. I guess that's what people do. I was going to say that, but I decided not to. I figured someone else would pick it up, though. Thank you very much. Um, if you're going to use the really soft bread, not that hard French bread stuff. That would be a chafe. I think anyway. Um, but I hope that it's not going to be too dang bad. Wonder Bread. There you go. Yes, I understand. Um, yeah, that's right, Hodges. Yeah. Yeah. No bagels. None of those everything bagels. Um, yeah, Wonder Bread soft. I would say. Um, how do we get on this subject? I don't know. They're saying that we are supposed to have some more cold weather though coming down. It's going to be mostly cold Arctic weather, and that means stay warm, stay inside, do as little as possible outside, unless you have to. I mean, there's always stuff to do outside. Uh, I mean, there's only so much you can do inside and not go stir crazy. I have to admit. Fortunately, we live close enough to Walmart we could walk if we had to, just to get away out of the house. I won't say from who, because sometimes she monitors the channel. I bet. Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me she was going down that way. Must be nice. Must be nice. That's pretty cool, Hodges. Um, I've never shoveled snow. Never have. Um, I guess there's good money doing it. But that's pretty good. You got a 15-year-old that wants to get outside and hustle and do that. Now, I have cut grass up and down all over God's creation, and my father encouraging my push by pushing me out the door and locking it behind me. And so all summer long, from 13 till I moved out, that was cutting grass. I guess so. I guess so. I never really thought about it. When I did a lot of grass cutting, lawn care stuff, um, yeah, I used to cut cemeteries because it was all year long. Of course, we're down here in Alabama, so nothing ever, um, you know, there wasn't any snow. And so when I did, I guess some people had an aversion to cemeteries. I never had a problem. And so I would go in and cut all the cemeteries. And it was, they'd give you $400 a month for a little cemetery over a 12-month period. And so to me, it was just cash. It was pretty good money. And so you get 3 or 4 of those, and it's as much as you were making at your regular job, cash, which cash is sweet. Um, Actually, that's a good idea. That's a good. Okay, we'll do side jobs. What kind of side jobs have y'all done before? Um, I've done the small engine work. I'm actually thinking if I can get me a building, a 3-car garage or something like that. Not a 3-car, 3-side garage, like a 20 by 20. I would probably start doing small engine work on the weekends. There's a there's a business down the road about 2 miles. They charge $95 an hour. $95 an hour for labor. That's not parts. Let me say it one more time. $95 an hour. I took my 4-wheeler in before I sold it. I was just going to get it tuned up because I bought it and I'd never changed the oil or done anything to it. And it was under the warranty, and I just carried it down there because they were closer and they honored the warranty. And I talked to them and I said, hey, I need to have my Polaris serviced, for the yearly thing, and have them reset the computer and all that. And they said that there was going to be a 6-month wait for routine servicing, oil change, transaxle, all that stuff. And I was like, holy cow. And I said, well, how much? And I looked up at the rates on there, and it was no joke. It was $95 an hour. And I said, is that right? He said, yeah. He said, we're backed up. He said, we're so backed up. I said, dang. I said, I used to do small engine work. He says, I'll hire you right now. I said, well, I'm not a Briggs certified. He said, I don't care. He said, if you can fix it He said, I'll hire you. I said, no, thank you. No, thank you. I have enough jobs that I don't have time for. But come spring, that's a good way to make a little bit of side money, make a little bit of folding money. What we've all done a little bit of grass cutting, I'm sure. Hey, Dead Buck, hope you're doing good, buddy. What's the craziest side jobs y'all have done to generate some income? My dad dropped me off one day. Dad was always a big advocate of mine, and he would, by that I mean, like, he would put 2 sandwiches in a paper bag and get me a thermos of water. Here you go, boy, do it. And so Dad found these people who were building a house, and talked to the contractor, and cover and pack graves. Dang, dude. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing. And Dad went up to the guy and says, hey, my boy needs something to do for the summer. And the guy says, well, I can't pay him what I pay my grown men. And Dad says, no, you don't understand. He's going to do it for free. You just pay him what you think he's worth. And I was like, oh, gosh. And they paid me pretty good. And I ended up fixing them lunches and stuff like that, and bringing them lunches, and they'd buy the lunches from me. My mom would do it, and I'd buy them from my mom. No joke. Dad monitored all that. And so, and I'd sell the lunches to the guys, and that worked for about 10 weeks while I was working on the job site with them. I got to carry home all the scrap lumber, which I thought was pretty cool. This was when I was 12 or 13, something like that. Broken Nomad used to fix computers. I remember you telling me that. That's a good gig. Everybody needs something done to the computers. Glad you're doing okay. Just finished up biscuits and gravy. Sounds good. I cooked a couple of steaks. The hooch is upstairs eating hers right now. I'll eat mine in a little bit. Chris says, hey, Darren, off topic. What do you think about Bitcoin? I like Bitcoin. What can I say? I think it is a good avenue to have some numbers that allow you to have access to something. I'll say that. I'm all for it. And I have some numbers that allows me to have a little bit of access to something. I'm not going to say I own Bitcoin. I own some numbers. Bitcoin is good stuff. Litecoin, Pirate Coin. Yeah. I was hoping LBRY, Library Token coin, would pick up a little bit more, but it hasn't. Redneck Prepper, I understand. I am not that concerned. When I got Bitcoin, it was like a nickel a Bitcoin. So, so I'm all for it. I think it is a good hedge. I also like to have physical gold and silver, have access to that. No one cares about us anymore as far as like pensions and retirements. I don't know of many places, even like the miners who have their full pay insurance cards and all that stuff, pays for everything. Yeah, absolutely. Something tangible. Buckskin saddlebags, started a little motorcycle. Yes. Partner was an alcoholic, so you can guess how. Yeah. Yeah, $15 an hour. I thought when I was doing it, and this was like 8 or 9 years ago. Yeah, we've been here 5 years, and I did it. Heck, Doc Falcon probably could tell you how long ago I did it, because he and I were talking way back then. I think I charged $40 an hour for labor, but I only charged about half of what it was worth, because I just felt bad for charging people that much, but they were happy to pay it. Um, you don't need to trust anyone if you hold your own keys. Absolutely. If you're ever going to do this, whether it is, and I am not a financial advisor, but if you're going to do something like this, hold your own key. Um, and if you're going to do silver and gold, hold your own silver and gold. Don't don't do certificates, something like that. If you're going to keep it in your pocket. And I still think cash has value for a while longer. Again, I am not, a financial advisor, or I don't know that much about it. Yes, sir. Chris, or surviving in Alabama, holding some gold is kind of expensive. Um, but yeah, the only thing about Bitcoin is making sure that your heirs have access to um, the set of key numbers that you have. Jack Spirko with TSP, their survival podcast, he does a really good job on explaining and going into detail about uh, cryptocurrency. He does a really good job with that. So go watch his stuff. You'll learn so much from that guy. He has some really good information, and that would be one of them. That would be a good one to go to and get started on it. And if you don't know what you're doing, there's actually people you can pay to teach you how to do cryptocurrency. Although I don't know how, what kind of value you get from it, but I've heard of that. I like silver. Like surviving in Alabama said, I like silver. Jewelry. I remember when Venezuela was having all of the economic upheaval. I can't remember his name. He wrote a good book, and I read the book. I got it somewhere. But they would use gold chains, and if you wanted to buy, I don't know, 5 big lighters, they would break off 2 links of that gold chain, and the 2 gold links would be what you would pay for the 5 big lighters. And that was a barter currency. It was hard currency, but it had value. And what is value? Value is what you and I agree is is of value. If you think this cell phone has value and you want to buy it from me, we agree to a price, and then we transfer something. Maybe I want coconuts, so I trade my cell phone to you, and I want the coconuts. So that's in a nutshell, pun intended, with the coconuts. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, I mean, you're right. There are. You have to be careful and use the thing between your ears. If you're buying silver, there's a really good app you can download. It's called like Silver Trade or something like that. And you ping the silver, set your phone down, you ping the silver above the microphone, and based off the ringing, the tone, because it's all of the silver coins are cataloged by the tone in that app, and it tells you authenticity within a very, very, very small margin of error. You ain't kidding, buddy. Surviving in Alabama is talking about the zoo animals in Venezuela during the fall of Venezuela. They were a commodity. They were a food source. So there was, I still remember, watching news about, something, someone ate the rhino or the zebras or something like that. I remember that. And that was, and they, of course, they did kind of poo-pooed it and talked it down and everything, but absolutely. Um, there's currency. Um, One of the funny things everybody talks about, I'd never sell or trade my ammo. I've thought about doing that, although it is illegal. I mean, in a in a dire situation, in austere settings, let's say, um, might be something to do. It's definitely, absolutely, anything is tasty with barbecue sauce. Back to the ammunition as currency. That's where the term shot glass came from, because you would take a bullet or two bullets out of your cartridge belt and you would put it in the shot, and then you would trade that to the bartender for a shot of liquor. So it was a shot glass, whatever amount of ammunition, whether it was 44s or 32s or whatever it was. Um, that's just something I'm sticking around in the back of my head. You'll take your Rhino Rare, please. I know it. Speaking of rare, I cooked those steaks. Yeah, yeah. The steaks I cooked, they're good steaks. Got the grill mark. Got them good because everybody complains about my steaks. Broken on that. And I took it to her and I said, "How is it?" She said, "I don't know. Can you cut it and show me?" And I'm like, "You can't really cut a steak before you're through." But hey, cut the steak. Wasn't what she wanted. So I put it back on the grill. Yes, yes. I did not. Mine came out very nicely, and I took it back to her, and she said, "It just doesn't look. It doesn't." She likes it medium ish something. And mind you, I'm using pellet grill, which while it's cooking it, it's smoking it as well. So you're going to get a darker color on the outside. And so I took it to her again. I said, "How about this?" And she said, "Could you cut it again?" I'm like, "I cut your steak in 3 pieces. We're not even through cooking it yet, woman." But um, all that to say, I think I'm going to get a sous vide, which is one of them fancy smancy bull in a bag thing. I had a George Foreman grill, Doc, and it worked really good. It made some really good sandwiches too, because you could, do part of it and it would do the sear marks when you mash it down, and then you could also do your bread in there and it would do the same thing. Those were some pretty good sandwiches. I guess, buddy, because it was, yes, you wanted to make sure it wasn't bleeding. But that's okay. But the whole time you're doing this, you're cutting the meat and you're drying the meat out, and then add to that, the pellet grill is smoking it, so the outside is going to get a darker color. But it's great. It has great flavor. It's mesquite, so cook raccoons. I I'm sure I have eaten raccoon in the past. Um, uh, all I remember is it's kind of like possums. You you cage them and you feed them clean food. Um, Possums more so than raccoons, and turtles too. I was told you if you catch a freshwater turtle before you eat it, put it in clean water and let it swim around and live in there and let it poop a few times and then dump it and put fresh water in and dump it and do it again. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had turtle. Um, Slap it on the grill with barbecue sauce after soaking the meat and milk for 24 hours. Well, there you go. Okay. And he would probably know. Um, Never had turtle. Never had turtle. I'm not opposed to it. I've just never had one. But somebody told me that, and you soak them. Yeah, you let the turtle swim around in the water for a while until it starts, you know, pooping and everything. Then dump it and rinse the water and put fresh water in there till it over and over. Milk takes the gaminess out of the meat. Huh. So it's like cooking a whole rooster, I guess. Huh. Okay. Keep them in clear water. Okay. Yeah, Doc Falcon said yes to that as well. He had heard that or knew about it. Um, but I'm not opposed to eating them. I mean, I just never had the chance. Like I said, I've eaten some strange stuff. Um, I guess the strangest was I've eaten guinea pig a few times. Yeah, the little ones, the cute little fuzzy ones. Yeah, they're delicious. It's it's a Central American kind of delicacy. Um, Nasty worms, mystery sores. Um, well, it's a reptile, so I guess it could carry the same thing those lizards carry, the iguanas. Um, can't remember. Um, I can't remember what you really have to cook the iguanas to make them so there's no parasites on them. I've heard iguana tastes really good though. I'm sure most of y'all have eaten alligator and stuff like that. Bison, elk. Um, Trying to think. I've eaten hog from rooter to tutor, so that's yeah. I've eaten chitlins too. They're okay. Tripe, I guess some people call it that, but it ain't too bad. It's very good. It's a very good cut of meat. Um, and it's got yeah. I like bison. Emu. I've eaten emu a few times. There or ostrich. Um, Ostriches are they taste pretty good. It's really lean meat. I was trying to think any of the other the weird stuff. I don't eat the bugs and all that stuff. I guess if I was starving, I would, but I don't. Frog legs. There you go. I've eaten. Yeah, yeah. I've eaten frog legs a few times. She she doesn't like deer, but she ate elk. Okay, well, I don't know. That is interesting. I maybe she's just fixating on the Bambi side of it. Um, oh well, Shauna, the hooch, she has a she gets kind of funky when we talk about eating deer meat. She eats it, but I'm like, it's delicious, you know. Uh, fix it however, put it in the sausage. I've never had bad deer meat. Some people talk about the gaminess of it. I'm like, I guess it depends on how you cook it or how it was harvested. Uh, that's interesting. I've never had elk jerky before. The only time I've had it was in like an uppity restaurant, and it was in like a steak format. I think with gravy and stuff like that. Um, was it good, Hodges? The elk jerky? Okay, that's cool. And Doc was saying deer is best ground and tossed in the barbecue. Zero gamey taste. Okay. I like the sausage too, mixed with pork fat. I want to say. I think that's right. And they, put the spices in it. Some people don't like it with the sage. Some people like it with the sage. I don't care. Uh, yes, elk cube steak. That sounds good. Um, Deer cubed is pretty good too. Um, and we've eaten that a lot. And you bread it. Oh yeah, man, that's good stuff. Bread it and fry it. Mm-mm-mm. That is good eating. Some people are fanatical about the back straps. Backstrap's good. It's a good cut, but there's a whole lot more on that deer than just the back straps. Um, Dude, I've never had moose. Hey, Dead Buck. Um, Never had moose before. You got me. You got me on that one. Um, or bear. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're right. Broken nomad. Anybody had bear meat? Is it good, Dead Buck? Really? Oh, does he really? Surviving in Alabama? I remember reading Laura Ingalls Wilder, Little House in the Big Woods, and Laura Ingalls was talking about her dad. He would shoot a bear. I don't know, every so often, and they said they loved the. She said the bear meat was the best meat that they ever ate. Of course, this was pioneer, so I guess any meat's delicious at that point. Bear in West Virginia, huh? Never had it. I'll have to try some. Now that would be interesting. Hunting trip, hunting for bear. All those you see all those guys in Alaska doing the Alaska, whatever it is, and you'll see them hunting grizzly. It's all in cooking, a growing population here in southeast Massachusetts, and they're opened up season for them. Huh? What kind of rifle would you use to shoot for hunting bear? Is that black bear? I would say black black bear. 30-06. Okay. Well, yeah. I've always heard a 30-06 will take care of most North American stuff. 30-06 be good for deer. Not deer, a moose. Y'all know more about that kind of hunting than I do. 308, 30-06, 7 mag. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, I got a little icon down here. Hang on. What did that do? I don't know what that did. 185 grain 30-06. Okay, cool. I don't know much about the hunting cartridges. That's pretty cool. We're coming up on about 40 minutes now, guys. I always try not to keep keep y'all too long because I know we started at 6 and I know you got stuff to do. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks for coming by and thanks for hanging out, guys. And we're going to keep doing this for 6 o'clock ish every evening, Central Standard Time. And thank you guys for coming by. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening. Stay safe, stay warm. Hopefully, we'll be out of this frigid stuff. Yeah, I know. I know. Broken Nomad's snickering at me because of where he is. But us rednecks, we ain't used to more than an inch of ice, and it's just time to go. You know, something's gonna have to happen. Y'all take it easy, guys. I'll see y'all later. Stay warm.